Back outside, you already know who it ain't. Shamans and them, Mr. Peter Parker, heavy hitter DJs worldwide. This is Parker Vision. This is an exclusive. We're here. My man is fresh off the Lear jet from Los Angeles, California. He's a Twin Cities native. He's been out there in LA County, places like Ventura, right? Maybe almost what? Hidden Hills, the Palisades, is that a place? I'm not sure, right?
Malibu, you know.
This is what I'm saying. This man has been in California for a while, Minnesota native, fantastic artist. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio, Reeves Junya, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. The goons can clap if they're liking the back. Thank you. We're here. Reeves, how are you?
Man, I'm great. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm blessed. My team here. My girl love me. My state love me. I'm feeling good.
Things are going well for you right now.
Yeah, I mean, my mindset, I'm an alchemist, so it's like, even when things might not go well for the average person, I find a way to find like the beauty in every situation.
One of the reasons why I continuously mess with you is your resilience is just kind of like, you're very resourceful and you're someone that I don't see quitting this. I see this as like something of a commitment to you personally, professionally, and you're always enthusiastic, you're always positive. Every time you hit my line, you got like a little scheme or an idea or something you're producing or a vision you're trying to articulate. Going to Los Angeles, being a Minnesota kid, kind of hitting your ceiling out here, which you felt, no one else told you to go, you decided to go, and then you came back out here. Can you talk a little bit about your experience in LA and being a Minnesota kid and going out there? How was that for you?
All right, so I've been in LA for like more than 5 years, over 5 years. And you talk about this commitment or like this drive that I have, it changed a little bit because before I moved out to LA, all I cared about was just like being famous. And I honestly want to say it was for the wrong reasons. I didn't care about money. You hear all these rappers talk about, I just want the money, not the fame. I cared about the fame.
I feel this, right? I felt this.
Not the money. But now I think the reason why I care about success and being happy is because I just feel like you can influence more people with the bigger you get. I influence a lot of people right now. So people hit my DMs every day talking about they inspired. My homies around me, my family members, I do a lot for them. So I'm like, if I got more resources and a bigger platform, imagine what I could do then. You know what I'm saying? So, but going out to LA just opened my mindset. It's like, outside of even being a rapper, it's like seeing palm trees, going to the ocean, going to some of these parties, just meeting people who do some of the most legendary things, and they're your friends.
And they're cool and like regular.
Yeah, they're friends. In Minnesota, I got cool friends too, but they don't edit videos for the new Lion King or this and that, you know what I'm saying? And as a Minnesota native, it always blew my mind, and people might think I'm flexing all the time, but I'm just trying to let people know it's possible. Yeah. When I talk about I did commercials, I wrote songs for Will Smith, it's because it's possible. Nobody told me that you could write songs for Will Smith. Yeah. They never told me you could be in a commercial when you from Minnesota. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it just showed me what was possible, and then I just...
Yeah, dude.
That's the main thing.
I think when you see people and you connect with people that have really done it on a big, huge level, and you have that moment with them or a few times, you can see like, wow, like you can actually see it and touch it. Do you think you found maybe a little bit more purpose in what you were doing through that experience?
I feel like I always had a purpose. I always knew it was bigger than myself, but just coming up, I wasn't committed to it. Yeah. I was scared of it. I was like, yo, how can I... If everybody around me gangbang, how can I do it? Like, it was so big in my head. Like, I can't see myself. And I know other people got to be thinking this. If you even in it for real, and you even have the type of mindset or vision, I was thinking, like, how can I blow up and be a rap artist if everybody around me gangbang? People gonna judge me, this and that, or I like dressing like this, I like doing this. Right. I had to realize God put a different blessing on me. Like, it's like, I can't run from it. And if I do, whatever happens, because I'm being scared of what he blessed me with. It's like I'm not meant to do that. That might be somebody else's path. It's not mine. My path is going to LA with his homies and making something out of nothing.
That sounds like real purpose, though, for real. When you came back, as of recently, you've been in and out, the city of Minneapolis specifically has changed. St. Paul a little bit, but really Minneapolis feels different post George Floyd and the uprising and the things that we had in the streets out here. It was really a big deal. For people that weren't here, that maybe saw it on the news, I go talk to people out of state and they're like, oh yeah, you guys, they burnt the police station down, right? I was like, yes, dog, right down the street from my house. when you come back to this stuff and you're able to touch the soil again, what's the difference do you feel coming from LA, coming back, and not coming back into this new Minnesota?
I mean, it is different. It's drastically different. The one thing I do want to say is I wasn't here for the George Floyd riots. I do feel some type of way about that. And it's just crazy. As a black man in the time period I was at, a lot of people were getting killed by the police. So it was even crazier. I was a little bit more insensitive to it. So when it happened, that's why I made that City on Fire song. And it's like, because it just came to me. I didn't even want to watch the video. People was talking about the video. And I was like, don't show me. Then I seen it and I had to make that song. So I want Minnesota and people who on my case about that, because I already feel some type of way. I apologize for not being here in a moment that was real. Mind you, shout out to all the places around the world that went crazy for Minnesota and went crazy for George Floyd. Y'all, we stood strong. But as a Minnesota native, as a legend, I'm supposed to be here for a moment like that. That's just how I feel, even if y'all don't feel like that. Outside of how new Minnesota is, it's different. I don't really know. I haven't been here long enough. I've been visiting maybe a couple weeks while we've been shooting this short film and whatnot. I haven't been here long enough. And I
Feel the difference, though?
I mean, I know the difference because even when I'm like, let's go here or let's go here, people like, go uptown. You trying to go uptown? I'm like, we can't go to uptown no more. Like, I'm starting to kind of feel like I've been in LA a little bit too long, not to like where my hand is off the pulse of what's going on, but just as far as I've never been the one to care about people drama in the first place. So even more so now, I feel disconnected from everything. Somebody getting shot in the Mall of America is like the Mall of America.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's big changes, though, but good to see you back out here doing your thing. And I think one of the common threads in all of our conversations, too, even when you're out of town, is like, when am I coming back to do this here? Or, oh, I want to do this here. It's something that I feel the connection was still there. Even if you were gone, you wanted to be here. That's what I felt from my perspective.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if anybody's listening right now or watching right now, if you haven't heard my song, City on Fire, go listen to it. I feel like that is what I could have done in that moment for Minnesota. And if you listen and you disagree after, then we can have a conversation. But I know for sure I did what I could have did in the time. I wasn't even trying to acknowledge it. And that's how crazy the system is and how much we in a trap, because they got me to the point when that happened, I was so numb to it, I didn't even want to know about it. But when I did find out, that is the song I created, and I put every inch of my rap ability, my soul, and what happened in that song. So go listen to City on Fire.
It's a beautiful thing, man. The evolution of Reeves Junya, style-wise, musically. Every time I see you, the look is a little changed, a little different. You're evolving. How would you describe your current style, or maybe like just what's changed about you in the last few years? Look at you. Were you being generous with a bug right now? What is this?
Yeah, I think it's a little bug on me. I was gonna kill him, but I'm just gonna let him live.
This is growth, my friend. I feel like you would have killed this bug a few years ago.
So like this bug right here represents my ops, right?
Right.
And we gonna let y'all live.
They're squirming a little. They're like, he looks uncomfortable.
Of course, because I'm a positive person, and he having a good time. He looked like he was about that drama, but he's not. Like a lot of you guys.
You guys might be bonding.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Be careful. Can you kill him now? We're gonna know. No.
Let him on the carpet. This is a big place. He should be good.
You're gonna have mad babies up in here tonight. You know that, right?
Interview.
It's gonna be.
Little dude.
Good luck. That's.
My fault.
All right. So the evolution of Reeves Junya, stylistically, musically, if you had to describe what you're doing right now or who you are in the space you're in, give me a short answer on this, but where are you right now, stylistically and musically?
Yeah, so basically right now, and always, because I watched an interview in the past, somebody tried to discredit me as a director, just try to take my credit away. Mind you, as the person I am is not a rapper. I'm almost not even a human. My goal here is bigger than myself. If you don't believe it, that's fine. I believe it. So I'm that delusional that I'm here to help people. That's who Reeves Jr. is. Until you're willing to help the people who give you that vibe, people, and see something bigger than yourself, you can't even think that we on the same type of frequency. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a director. I'm not any of these things. I'm an alien because I do everything at a high level. And everybody around me is on the same frequency, if not better. So the growth, I'm just focused on this film right now. We got a lot of stuff going on as far as apps and movies and just a lot of stuff that you might not know you can do, but when you see us do it, you're gonna be like, oh wow, they put out a movie, they put out an app, they did that, you can do that too. But that's who Reeves Jr. is. When it's all said and done, all these superstars that you meet, all these supermodels that you meet, all these super directors, super producers, super podcasters, anybody, they gonna have a time period where they came across Reeves Jr. or Aliens Only. And I bet I left a more positive impact than a negative impact in their documentary, in their story. That is what I'm dedicating my life to, at least at this point, from this interview forward.
We talk a lot about, in my circles, mental health. People that have been grinding for over 10 years a lot of times. There's moments where it can be overwhelming, the commitment and the sacrifices you make. Currently, like, how are you spending your time away from this? Do you watch TV shows? Are you into sports anymore? Like, when you get very dedicated to the grind, there was times in my life where I stopped entertaining myself and was just working, pushing forward. Are you in that space, or are you taking time and doing things on your own? How do you spend time doing your own thing?
I mean, I think that's how I got to Minnesota in the first place. Just taking some time from LA, because I'm not the type of person that goes back. A lot of people who live in LA or even Miami or New York, they probably visit their family frequently. Like I said, I'm not human. So on my path, I'm thinking, you do that once you got your $1 million. You do that once you got your 3 million, 4, 5 million saved up. I haven't went back. Until recently, I didn't know how to take a break from this path, from this journey. But the things I do to ease my mind, I play video games.
What's your game?
Play a lot of Call of Duty, Alien Trap God, and I'm crazy fire. Like crazy fire. If you watching this, we might even start a gaming team. Alien Trap God, add me on there. We gonna go crazy. But like, cause when I'm playing video games, for some reason my mind isn't thinking about nothing else. So I'm like, I like that. When I'm in LA, I work out a lot. Like I work out a lot when I'm in LA. Lately, I've been partying a lot because I've just been home visiting. But LA, we work out a lot. I go to the ocean and I listen to audiobooks.
That's what I'm talking. This is the stuff I want to know. Like, the ocean is very therapeutic.
Yeah, so like The Secret, Think and Grow Rich. I got a lot of and it's like the stuff that I find interesting, I study it. So it's not like I watch some cool YouTube video or read a book and I'm like, oh, this is cool. No, I'm reading the same chapters and the same lessons over and over, trying to understand the concepts. Because the first time you listen to something, it might not make sense. But if you listen to it over and over and over, you're going to hear something different every time, because you're growing.
Really understanding.
Because you're growing with the knowledge. So I just read a lot, for real. I think a lot of people might not understand how serious I mean by that. Like, I'm reading, I'm making vision boards, like I'm studying.
Locked in.
Created the world we live in. I'm not just the person benefiting from the iPhone. I'm studying the person who made the iPhone. I'm not just driving around in the car trying to get a SRT or whatever. I'm looking at Henry Ford or whoever, the person who made the car, and what he went through, and how people hated on him, and how he overcame adversity. So, like, I just want y'all to know, if y'all admire my life in any way, I would say start studying self-help books and take it serious, because it's not me moving to LA. It's not me getting a girlfriend or dressing a certain way. It's the books that I read and the information that I read that I'm like, oh, this person has what I want. Let me listen to them, because they're qualified to teach, and then applying what they're saying to my life. And then after that, then you see the girl I got. Then you see the whip I'm in. Then you see the house I live in, the neighborhood I live in, and the trips I get to take. Don't take that part of this interview lightly. If you can do anything for yourself, go listen to Think and Grow Rich, The Alchemist, go study The Secret, Law of Attraction. Even if that's too corny for you, go study quantum physics, the basis of quantum physics, and realize that it's actually a law. It's a law of the universe.
That's the coldest shit you said in this interview. You were like, if The Secret is too corny, go study quantum physics. This is so G. That's so crazy, son. Yo, no, props to you, though, because that's what it really is. It's like, and this is like cliche, but like, if you can really like raise your vibration with like knowledge and experiences and stuff like that, and really live in your moment and really be driven by your vision and stuff like that, you can really make anything happen. I'm a strong believer in that. My career is a testament to that as well.
Yeah, and it's definitely forces out there that probably won't want you to notice, but as long as y'all watching this, y'all have no excuse. It's like, it's knowledge out there. If it's something you want to do, like let's say you want to go make a piece or something, you're going to look at the back of a pizza box. Your brain going to tell you, look at, or bake a pie. If you want to bake a pie, you're going to look up the instructions to bake a pie. But first you got to decide to bake a pie. If you want to make more money, you want to move to LA, you want to do something, first decide that you want to do it and that you deserve it. Because until you do that, you're not even going to figure out how. You're not probably even looking up how to make money. You're probably not looking up how to get to LA with the money that you do have. You're just like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. That's you. How I think is completely opposite of that. Even this film, this interview we doing, everything I've done in my life is a testament that I am an alchemist. I'm a problem solver. People say it can't. I remove the T and I show them that you could have if you just been a little bit more optimistic, or you cared enough. Y'all don't care enough, and that's fine. I do. So just support me. Don't hate on what we got going on, and we good. Y'all can do y'all, we can do us. And if you want to live like us, y'all more than welcome. On God.
Yo, I got to give you this little story before we wrap this up because this is really true what you're saying. When I was young, I read a book that Chris Rock wrote. It was called Rock This, about like the early part of his life and his career. Because I used to study before we had the internet. I used to get like paperback books or like go watch things on like MTV Behind the Music, and I would watch the beginning up to the point where they made it. Because that's all I really cared about. I knew what happened when they got successful. I need that tipping point moment. How did this turn over? And one of the lines in the book, Chris Rock says, if you can't figure this out yourself, you don't deserve to be here. And I really stayed with me. I read it when I was like 14, 15, I read that. And I was like, oh, okay, you got to be really resourceful. That's what this is. It's really not. The talent isn't being resourceful. And I got a chance to meet Chris Rock later on at the Kanye campfire.
No way.
In the line, in the buffet.
What are you talking about, Wyoming?
Yes. So I'm at the Kanye campfire in Wyoming, and I'm in the buffet line trying to get some food with Scooter Braun, Chris Rock, and Nas. And we're walking up in the line, and I go, this is my moment. I get to tell him about my quote. And I tap Chris Rock on the back. And I'm like, yo, Chris, I was like, I read your book when I was a kid, and there was a great line in there. And he looks over his shoulder, he goes, oh yeah? And I go, if you can't figure it out yourself, you don't deserve to be here. And Chris turns around and looks me up and down and goes, no, you don't. And he's like, and then rolls out on me, bro. And I stood there in the buffet line with my tray in my hand and said, now I have a Chris Rock story.
That's crazy. Shout out to Chris Rock.
Yo, fuck you, Chris. No, I love you, dog. Real shit.